Hello, everybody. It is your baby boomer Kitty Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia, back with another Create and Relate.
Hello, everybody.
Oops, y'all know.
It is
Sorry. If I had all my ducks in a row, it would not be right. There's always that one little duckling, at least, that's got to stray off somewhere. Okay, so welcome to Saturday, Showcase Saturday. I hope you all saw my unboxing on Friday. Y'all, I was so happy to get that box. Well, it wasn't a box, it was a bag. I was so happy to get that bag. I was. And then the treats that were inside were absolutely amazing. Yesterday, even though it didn't feel like a really good health day, overall, it was a spectacular day. And it started out that way again today. Um, y'all know that I got my hands in a lot of pots. And if you'll notice, I'm in a slightly different position as I am propped up on my bed. You know what? That one little duckling that always strays off always tells on themselves, don't they? Hello, Vivian. Welcome in. How are you this morning, darling? And if y'all know me, you know it's always morning because I always go back to the Bible verse weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And I live for that joy. Forgive the slight rocking that you get, any movement that I make, because I am set up on my bed. It's going to rock a little bit. I'll try to keep it to a minimal so that I don't make anybody, have to deal with any motion sickness or vertigo. Okay, so with that being said, first of all, what are we sipping on? I just finished a root beer. I do have my water. I had breakfast this morning, y'all. I got to tell you what my breakfast was. So first of all, we got to go back to the fact that I am a country girl. But my daughter, my oldest daughter is allergic to pork. My youngest daughter just doesn't fare too well with pork. So pork has not been a big part of my diet over the past 5 or 6 years. Um, it's not so it is something that I could eat every day, but I wasn't raised like that. I'm good drinking water and working on a baby blanket. Awesome. What colors or color are you working with, Vivian? Um, so my grandfather was diabetic. My grandmother had high blood pressure, but we were in the country. We believed in moderation. We knew on Sunday we were going to have pork. I don't care which household we went to, they always had ham for Sunday dinner, and they also always had fried chicken. And there was always a third meat option. It could be a pork shoulder, it could be a roasted chicken, it could be meatloaf, roast beef. It could be whatever the third meat choice was. The customer requested. Yeah, awesome. I did a yellow blanket earlier last year. I did it in the basket weave pattern. It was so cute. It was really cute. I did it for another creator. They had too much on their plate, and they kind of sent out a SOS and asked if anyone was willing to help. And at that time, I didn't have a really big caseload, so I volunteered to do that blanket for them, and it was fun making it. It was well, I love to crochet, so but we always had the three choices of meat. You had four choices of vegetables. You had your salad. You had three choices of bread: cornbread, rolls, or biscuits. And so I'm used to having pork twice a week. Hey Gail, how are you? How are you? I have not seen your name come across my screen in a while. I am so happy to see you. I really am. What part of Maryland are you in, Gail? So, what I had for dinner slash breakfast, another bus stop mom. Hey everywhere. Hello, my Michelle. But her mother made some neck bones and potatoes. Guys, she emptied her pot to make sure that I had enough. And last night I had some neck bones and potatoes. And I finished off the plate this morning. It was so good because it's been at least 3 weeks since I've had pork. And like I said, I'm so used to having it twice a week. You know, we pick a day through the week for whatever. We'd either have pork chops or barbecue or, something pork related during the week. But on Sundays, it was always the ham. Whether you ate it or not was up to you, but it was always presented to you on Sundays and whatever you had during the week. And there were always a lot of people coming over all day long. Um, my grandmother had her master's in culinary arts, and she already was a dynamic cook. But she got her master's so that she could become uh, it's not director, manager, manager of kitchens wherever she chose to work. But yeah. So when I got those neck bones, I was like, oh my goodness. It took me back, y'all. It took me back. But very substantial meal. I am really, really grateful for it. What I will be drinking later on today, I will get my coffee. I absolutely will be getting my coffee. I just didn't get it yet. The grandbabies are here now. They didn't stay last night, but they're here for a little while today. So we're gonna make that coffee thing happen, and we're gonna get our dishes and our counter cleaned off. That's a little something that we do together, and they kind of look forward to it. Anything to help grandma. They're my little angels most of the time. Y'all already know. I don't even have to tell you. But what am I working on or what do I have to showcase? Well, I have not gotten any further on the Stitcherhood blanket, but tomorrow will be March 1st. So it will be getting more attention. Same thing with the Carpenter's Wheel. Those two things will definitely be getting a lot more attention. What I told you all about, and I don't think I showed everybody, I don't remember. This is part of the robe that I had worked up. I had frogged it back from a blanket. But guys, when I put this up against me, even though I want the robe to be big, I don't want it to be humongous. This is way too big. So I have already started making it smaller. You can see the difference. I took off 20 stitches. So it's still going to be nice in size. It's going to be very nice in size. But it's not going to be hanging off me all kinds of ways. When I thought about it, I was like, oh, well, maybe I can do this and maybe I can do that. But I was very specific in my design that I drew up, and because that's something that I wanted to attempt. So I didn't want to stray from that. So I decided we just might as well go ahead on and rework this. I have until the end of the year to do it. It's just something to work on when I'm sitting and think I don't have anything to do. So there you have that. I'm kind of working backwards here, but just bear with me. It's all coming together. If you noticed, we are at 520 subscribers. Yay! Go us! Go us! Go us! Which means that the way I had things laid out before, I should be adding 10 squares or 10 rows. I am sticking with that plan with the large blanket, just so you can see how wide this blanket is going to be. This is 250 stitches across. It is going to be worked up in single crochet. There is a design element that's going on it. So it's going to be really pretty. I had said that I was not going to show the actual progress anymore, but I changed my mind about that this morning because I like that word called accountability. So what's going to happen from this point forward, as we get to the hundreds, like the next time you see this is when we're at 600. So you'll see the progress of 600. This should be at that time, I think 50 lines in. I still owe this 6 rows. So by then it should be 50 rows in. And I have all of my other colors here. I do, however, have to purchase more Big Twist Teal. And I got the go ahead today. So we're good there. As far as the, I did that to myself. I'm sorry. As far as the throat is concerned, I think you all remember me telling you that I was waiting to get the yarn I had won. And it came yesterday. So I elected to use this tea time yarn for the throw. Be careful with those wires, baby. And this is where I started. And I'm not going to do these in squares, which was the original idea. But this yarn is not what I had in mind at first. It's actually better. And I decided to work it up in panels. And to keep myself true, each panel is going to be 100 stitches long. This one, I forgot how long this one is right now. I forgot. Let me see. 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. This one is 20 stitches up because we're at 520. So this one will actually get 1 row per subscriber. And after each 100, this will be bordered. And then I'm going to put those 5 panels together. And that's going to be our throw. Not very big, just something little light to throw over the lap, to cozy up to, something maybe even small enough for a baby. The yarn is really soft and plush. It's really, really delightful. I also y'all, I be moving stuff. Oh, it's sitting up top. It's not sitting up top. I moved it. Okay, it's over there. I showed you how far I had gotten on the wrap. Right now it's under something and it's going to mean shifting the camera a lot, but those are actually done in squares. So for every 2 subscribers, there will be 1 square there. It kind of looks like a rose garden, a pink rose garden. It's actually the watermelon. I'm using the watermelon Big Twist for the center, and I'm using Mainstay Sea Turtle, and I'm doing the connect as you go method. So right now we have 10 of those together, and what I'm doing is marking them off the list here. This is what I have for my throw. I'm going to change this chart because I changed the idea, but for right now, I've already marked these off to indicate that that part has been done. This one is for the big blanket that I showed you. Those are the 3 prizes that we know for sure are going to happen. Reaching 1,000 and becoming fully monetized is going to be a really big deal for me. So there are a couple of other prizes that I thought about. One is going to be using this beautiful yellow right here. It is, and I'm excited to get that one started, but I want to draw up the graph for it first. But yes, definitely we'll be using this. This is so pretty, guys. It is so pretty. Summer Sun is the colorway, and it's suggesting a G hook. It is 77% acrylic, 23% polyester. And I have not opened the pack, so I can't get to all of the specs right now. I just know from squeezing it, I feel like Mr. Whipple. Mr. Whipple, please don't squeeze the Charmin. So, and then the other project is going to be using my Karen 1 pound. So I do have 5 projects in mind that will be given away as gifts. And of course, they're going to come with treats and things. And I'm really excited about getting there. When we jumped up to 520, I was like, whoa, I'm going to have to go to work. And what I'm going to do is, like, between projects that I'm working on, we're gonna work on that and get that done. I have not added anything else yet to my one blanket, one stitch project. But just to remind you, and I did it again, upside down. This is it. I'm going to come back with this middle color here, which is butter, which is this. And it's got to yield me, I think, 6 more rows, 6 more element, because it's 2 rows per design element. So it's gotta hang in there with me. I keep feeling it to make sure it can. I'm thinking it can. I'm hoping it can. But it's real cute. I love, love, love what I chose for this. It works up really quick. And of course, I have until March 31st for that one as well. So a lot of March 31st coming up. Little Mr. Hero, I do need another favor from you. There's a box down there with my squares in it, right here under the table. Thank you so much. Okay, now for a quick recap. Okay, these are the squares that we have done thus far for our 7-inch square challenge for the year, for the month and the year. And here we have our crop circle. We have cluster buck. We have the thermal half double crochet. And we have the mermaid tail. These were for January. I do have my January blanket right here behind me. For February, we had Puff and Stuff. Had to think about it. We had Shells by the Bay. We had the Pinwheel. And we had the Gated Garden. My February blanket is more than 3 squares made by now. I do have 16 here. I have 10 here. I think 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 9. Where did the 10th one go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9. I don't know where the 10th one went, but I think I accidentally put it over there. I don't know. But at any rate, I've got that one done and I have 10 of these done. So my focus for today, being that I gave myself grace, is to go ahead and finish my squares for February. And once I finish those, of course, then I can work on putting it together. The two squares that I chose to use for my blanket for this month are the gated garden and the pinwheel. And I keep putting stuff places and don't remember where I put it. But I already mapped out. Here it is right here in front of me. I already have everything mapped out as to how it's supposed to be. Also, one of the things that I told you all to consider is when you have your patterns and things, if it's a certain section that you're working on, if you're a designer and you're doing it yourself, whenever you get your grids or that portion of the pattern or whatever, if it's not feasible for you to take your pattern and everything along with you, take what you need for that moment and take a picture of that section. That way you have your phone on you. You can blow up that section in your phone so that you can see what you need to do. It's just a little tip that you don't have to carry everything with you. Sometimes the project bags are a bit large, for like, I'll ride with you to the store. While I'm riding, I can add a few rows or I can add a couple of rounds. So it's just an idea. Along with that, the idea of that and keeping up with things, I hope you all are not forgetting to give yourself 30 minutes at least a day in your organization. Mine is coming along so well. It really is. And even with the new yarn coming in, I was able to pull out what I needed. For the moment, everything went back in the bag, but it's not like I have 100 bags sitting around like I once did. I actually have space to put these items up. I'm utilizing the things that I purchased for yarn storage. I'm utilizing those, and therefore everything is being put away. So that makes me feel good. I don't feel crowded anymore. Also, I hope that you all are putting your entries in your diaries, if for nothing more than keeping up with your health. If, for nothing more than that, just keep up with you. Make sure you're on that happy, happy plane. And my ball bands. Now, what I'm working on today, I don't necessarily have ball bands. I've already finished with the little small ones, and they had the ball bands on them. These don't have ball bands. Yeah, these don't have ball bands. And I'm pretty sure I'll go through those two skeins today. But that's fine. And then at midnight, I will wrap those up and I will have my bag clear to start collecting my ball bands for next month. I'm excited about the number of ball bands that I have used thus far. I am really, really excited because altogether it's like January and February are that thick already. And I'm excited about that. I can't wait to see what March has to add. I want to be holding stacks like this. So, like I said, I am definitely looking forward to that. As I look around and see the things that I have to do, I'm kind of anxious to get started. It's like, I want to go over here. No, I want to go here. I have options, y'all. I do have options, and I'm excited about it. With the help of my grandkids, got most of my tools and my work's right here around me, so I don't have to go too far. I did not give you a health report today because, as you can see, I am in bed. I did manage to get up today and go outside. I made that one of my missions for the day. Those of you all who didn't catch the funny story about the wheelchair came yesterday. The wheelchair is big enough for me and my grandson together to sit in it side by side comfortably. When I sit back in the wheelchair like I'm supposed to, I cannot put my feet on the feet on the footrests. I dangle. And if I scoot down so that my feet will fit, You can't see the top of my head across the back of the chair. Guys, this chair is huge. This chair was designed for Shaq. Okay, it wasn't it was not designed for me. And I told the lady on the phone when I called her back, I had her laughing so hard. I said, imagine it like this. I'm a big girl, yeah, but I got a thick back, not a wide back. She almost fell out. She was like, stop, stop. And I said, hold on, this is one more thing. I said, if you gave a ball to a blind quarterback and told him to throw the ball, I guarantee you that chair would catch it. He couldn't miss. He couldn't miss. Wherever he threw it, the chair would catch it. That chair, guys, is my hands cannot go in screen, and I'm not kidding. If I put my arms down by my side in that chair, they don't touch the arms of the chair. They don't. So we're gonna get one in Monday that's a little bit smaller. I apologize. It's still gonna be wide, but it's not gonna be as wide as that one. When I got into the other exciting thing about it. So in trying to move the chair around, I waddle when I walk because of the pain in my legs. I had to waddle pushing the wheelchair too. I was going from side to side because I couldn't reach them. That was not designed for a person of 5'3". That chair was not designed for me. So I gave her all the specs that she needed so that I could get a chair that would work for me. I had already told myself that I was going to make myself a pillow because I apologize. When I was taking care of my mother, she had a wheelchair. And one of the things she said was uncomfortable, and I ended up making for her is that she needed cushion. So I made her a pillow. So I kind of knew that was going to be needed. But my plan is to make a pillow to sit on, and also that chair couldn't even, and it couldn't. The chair, I was going to tell you about that part. Let me go back to the chair for a second. So I'm waddling in the chair, and I figure if I can, excuse me, get the chair down the hallway to my room, that would help. Y'all, I got in the chair, and as I was trying to come down the hallway, I got wedged in the opening. It took me 10 minutes to try to figure out how to get out of it. I'm like, I can't crawl across the back of this chair to get to the door. Younger years, yeah, maybe, but right now I can't do that. And I'm sitting here with all these can'ts. And it finally came to me, stand up and pull the chair up, like from the middle of the chair to collapse it, and then you can get the chair out. That's what I had to do to unstick the chair. Oh, but wait, that wasn't enough for me. Couldn't get down the hallway, which is wider than the entrances, the side door and the front door entrance. So what made me think I could get that chair out of the front door? I don't know who that was to tickle my brain, but I told them last night after I had scratched my front door up so bad, I'm gonna need you to go take a nap. Anytime I get in that chair, I need you to go take a nap because you will not be planting those kind of ideas in my head. We're not having that. So I apologize, y'all. Medication. But yeah, I'm excited to get the new chair Monday. I am a little bit of apprehension, but it's based on experience. It's based on what has already happened. I just don't want it to get any worse. I'm sorry. Woo, I'm trying to stop it. But yes, I am going to be working on those February squares today, even if I don't do anything but get the squares done and focus, tomorrow and next week on getting it done. I am going to get those tutorial videos made and out to you. Don't forget on Wednesday and Friday, you'll be getting squares 1, 2 on Wednesday, 3 and 4 on Friday. Somewhere during the course of the week, we will have a crochet with Kitty sesh. Yay! And the lives as usual, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I am not going to keep you all long today. I do have to keep moving my legs around. And like I said, I did not want to keep juggling the camera. And I don't want to, put anybody through vertigo. But yes, I did want to show you all this. So this square is what I've come to call at the cross. Sitting up one night and came up with this square. That's what I do, y'all. That is what I do. And I also came up with now I call this Octacare. And Lori said it reminded her of moon craters. And I was like, yes, yes, that looks a lot better. And it kind of goes along with the theme of the crop circle. So maybe in the future we'll look at using those two. And in the 7-inch square challenge, if for the month of March you want to go back and use something that we've done for February or January, feel free. Feel free. So this is what I've come up with also. I told you I was going to make this one open. So this one is open moon craters. Or you can call this the moon and this one craters. However you choose to do it. By the time we make the tutorial, we'll figure it out. And then, of course, I fell in love with this one because I don't know what made me think of these two actors that particular day, but I thought about Mel Gibson and Tina Turner and Beyond the Thunderdome. This little piece right here elevates a little bit, and that's what reminded me of a dome. And if you remember when they had if you saw the movie, when they had all of their challenges, it was like, the monkey bars, the old monkey bars that they used to have back in the 70s and 80s, especially, that looked like a geometrical dome. That's what all of these remind me of. And that's what the battle circle looked like in Thunderdome, Beyond Thunderdome. These are a couple more squares. I don't know if you remember this one or not. I still have not come up with a name for it, and I haven't added the outer border. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm working on a name for it. And I also came up with this one last night. And these are not full 3 double crochet clusters. They're actually 2 double crochet clusters. And then you have like a fan element in the middle on each side there, and then we bring it together with the back post half double crochet. Yeah, I did the back post half double. I apologize. So what I had thought about doing for the month of March, I told you I was going to get confused, Joan. I know that I wanted to do the moon or moon craters. Of course, I have to accent it with the hello, Camille. How are you? Welcome in. Of course, I have to offset it, complement it, harmonize with it with the open craters. And then I wanted to use Thunderdome as well. So those are 3 that I know for sure that I want to use for March. I'm looking at this one as well. And the only reason I want to do this because March is like, warming up. We pray. And this one, I know that I want to use this for February. April, because of Easter being in April. So that's there. I do have a couple of others that I've been kind of tossing up and looking at and seeing if I wanted to incorporate those. This is one. This is kind of like cluster buck, but instead of using clusters, I have the popcorn stitch around here. And the bordering is slightly different as well. And don't forget, please, don't forget our dear bursting petals. I know it doesn't look like a square, but what I decided with this one is as we connect to the others, that'll help give it that square look as opposed to desperately trying to turn this into a square, which I have been doing for a little bit now. So that is what I have for you on this day. And like I said, once I restructure these, as we get our subscribers, this is how I'll be keeping up with you. Thank you. Thank you. But this is how we'll be keeping up with our progress of subscribers as it relates to the projects. Um, and I will be showing you the actual progress of the projects once we get to that 100 mark, like 600, 700, 800, 900. And then, of course, 1,000 will be the big reveal. You'll get to see everything. So just hang in there with me, guys. Like I said, if you're joining me on this square journey, welcome aboard. Please don't forget your carpenter's wheel by Yes Michelle Crochets. No, it's not her carpenter wheel. It is a challenge that she put out. And I'm still very much in mind. Don't forget the Stitcher Hood blanket given by our very own Camille, who is in the house. So, if I'm not mistaken, those blankets are going to be done quarterly. So, if you feel like you are going to or have missed out for this one, hey guys, there are 3 more quarters in this year. So, and what we're doing is making queen size blankets, and we're submitting those blankets to Camille. And the recipient of these are women who are being placed into their own after dealing with DV and being a survivor. It is one of the causes that I back 1,000%. And also be looking for this. I'm telling you, this little yellow right here, this little yellow right here. Oh yeah. My daughter was looking at that this morning. Who knows what that's from? What's love got to do with it? Well, little Annie Mae was determined she wasn't gonna sing church like church. She was gonna sing church like jazz. Hey. Oh my goodness, yes. So, like I said, that is what I have for you today. I want you guys to always remember to love yourselves. I hear it. I love it too, Camille. I can't wait to start working with it. It's taking everything in me right now to not put everything down and pull that out, especially knowing what I have in mind for it. But I digress. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it right there, at least for today. I have been wanting to make something out of yellow. I was just okay, cool. Uh, my grandmother's fake. Well, my grandmother had 2 colors that she kind of. Um, mm, please bear with me, people. I um that she gravitated towards, and that was blue and green. I made her a blue ripple stitch Afghan, and she absolutely loved it. She did. I got upset with her one time over it, and I told her very respectfully how I felt about it. She took it with her on a fishing trip. And even though it was only going to be used for the vehicle that we were transporting in, we were going fishing, y'all. Everybody's hands were going to be fishy. Everything about everybody was going to be fishy. And I did not want her blanket smelling fishy. So that was the last time she took it on the fish creek. Yeah. But like I say, guys, I want you to always remember to love yourselves because self love is the greatest love of all. And you can't love others the way they deserve to be loved unless you first love yourself the way you deserve to be loved. And you deserve the best. Remember, Kitty Lane told you. Remember, Kitty Lane loves you. So until we see each other again on these YouTube streets, peace out, everybody. I love you.